What's my beef with Meghan Markle and H? Let me tell you, absolutely nothing. They're the gift that keeps on giving. And liar, liar, pounds on fires. So, the big story coming out is H contacted King Chuck, his daddy, or Buckingham Palace, or whoever's in charge, whoever answers the phone, I don't know, and said, hey, here's the olive branch. I'm going to give you my diary. Now, not a diary like a 12-year-old little girl writes, and even though H is a 12-year-old little girl, in my opinion, his calendar. Because every time anyone in England does anything, Beaker number 1 and Beaker number 2, me, have to put out IG stories, a story, photos. They went to Disneyland, twerking videos, la, because they need the spotlight, because they're both 12-year-old little girls. So, the last big one that really, I think, peeved off King Chuck there was Camilla's 78th birthday, which was just like last week. And that's when all the photos of H walking through the landmines came out, and Queen Camilla had this beautiful new headshot done. There was 2 photos. There was one of her reading a book and one of her like leaning on the gate. I like that one the best. She looked very lovely, but no one was talking about that. They were talking about the Yahoo walking through landmines. Oh my God. So here's the deal. H is just trying to say, oh, I didn't know it was her birthday. You didn't know? They've been together for like 20 years. You don't know when your stepmom's birthday is? You liar, liar, pants on fire. You didn't know like when Wimbledon is. You don't have Google. Like, you could look this stuff up. They do it on purpose. And this is what gets everyone riled up. Because like they gaslight you, right? And I hate that term. I just don't have a better one. Because if I was related to the royals, it wouldn't go well. Let me tell you. Because I wouldn't need a plane to get over to Montecito. I'd swim that English Channel. I'd be there in like 2.2 seconds. Man, oh my God. Is it the English Channel? Or the ocean? Doesn't matter. I'd swim through everything. I don't care. I would lose my ever-loving mind. So, if King Chuck, who I think is weak right now, and not just because of the big C, but I think there's a lot of stuff going through his brain, and I don't care. I'm going to sound like a jerk. I've always said Canadian Thanksgiving, which is the second week in October, or Christmas. I think the countdown's on, if you're reading between the lines here, right? I don't want it to happen, but there's something more going on. I've seen this movie before. Something's coming, my friends. And H needs to get in there before his brother's in there, because they'll change all the phone numbers at Buckingham Palace as soon as William gets in and be like, I don't know, you go away. So I think these are like desperate moves from a desperate person right now. What do you guys think? I still think they should change the phone number. And if King Chuck takes him back, I don't know how you do it. Because I guess the other part is H is saying, don't worry, I'm not bringing Duchess DeLulu with me. You're just going to take me back and I'll keep her over in Montecito. How does that work? How does that work? In a marriage, take out the royal family. If your husband is scrapping it out with his family and they don't like you, but he's like, okay, I'm going to go over there, but you have to stay home. How does that make you feel? Nope. That's just going to open up a whole nother can of worms. Absolutely not. It's not going to go well. Just, I don't even know what to do, right? Like, maybe King Chuck can have a phone call with him or whatever, and you talk about the weather, but there is no coming back from this. I don't see how it can happen. There's too much damage done. What do you guys think?